this sport has helped me so much in my life. I think my jaw is broken, by the way, so yeah. Let's go! It's definitely broke.
I'm a little fucked up, but will you take care of me forever and ever?
There is a special kind of silence that only exists at the top level of heavyweight boxing. It's not the quiet of an empty room, but the heavy pause that follows a moment so powerful it shocks an entire arena. For 5 rounds, fans watched a social media star try to outmaneuver a much bigger and more experienced opponent. But in the 6th round, everything changed. When Anthony Joshua's right hand finally landed, it wasn't just another punch. It was a sudden reality check. As the referee began the count, the confidence that built a brand was replaced by urgent concern inside the ring.
My mom wanted me not to fight Anthony Joshua. I should have listened to my mom. My dad pushed me to this. Now I'm alone in the hospital. Got to eat liquid now. Anthony Joshua be ready for a rhythm.
The image of Jake Paul down on the canvas is already being replayed everywhere. But what truly shook the boxing world was what happened next. While the crowd celebrated Joshua's victory, attention quickly shifted to Paul's corner. There was no talk of a brave loss or a strong effort. Trainers focused on checking his condition, and medical staff stepped in immediately. The event went from entertainment to serious concern in seconds. Joshua stood quietly in the ring, reminding everyone that while boxing is business for some, it remains a dangerous sport at its core.
Congratulations on your win tonight in Miami.
So
How are you feeling right now?
Calm, chilled, good to get the win, but there's a lot I could have done better. So a bit of mixed emotion.
Like what?
Could have done a lot better, cut the ring off, maybe done what I done in the 6th, in the 3rd, in the 2nd, even in the 1st. But a win's a win, and that's why we're here talking now.
You talked about having the weight of the boxing world on your shoulders and like the purists, right?
Yeah.
And how do you deal with that type of pressure when the media is so fickle? 1 minute they love you, 1 minute they hate you. Do you feel that even though you won tonight, you're still not going to be pleased?
So with the media, how I operate the media is you got negative and you got positive. So I do honestly focus on the positive. I don't really focus on the negative. And secondly, I just understand that while I'm in the hot seat, so let's say there's a seat, and right now I'm elevated to that hot seat, I gotta take all the shit that comes with being in that hot seat, and then once I move on from that hot seat, no one's gonna care about me anyway. So I just gotta
That's not true.
It's true, it's how it goes. It's how it goes, so I know how it works. I understand the cycle. I'm currently in that motion. I'm dealing with some shit at the minute, but it won't last forever. Have some tough skin, and then in a couple of years, I'll be sitting back watching someone else deal with that shit. Thank you, come on, champ, have some tough skin, you'll be alright.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Good to see you, Michelle.
Great to see you too.
Fight fans, God bless.
Backstage, the mood changed fast from surprise to real worry. Rumors spread almost instantly. Some talked about serious injury, others about emergency treatment. Joshua, known for his respectful attitude, was honest afterward. He said he respects anyone who steps into the ring, but once the bell rings, his job is to finish the fight. This wasn't just a win on paper. It was a physical battle that ended with his opponent needing immediate medical care, even before post-fight interviews began.
Yeah, we think he broke his jaw. He's fine. We met with Netflix afterwards. He took a shower. He drove himself to the hospital. A broken jaw is very common in sports, particularly in boxing or MMA, and I think the recovery time from the doctors and surgeons we've already talked to is 4 to 6 weeks.
A few hours later, clearer details began to emerge, and the images told a serious story. Doctors confirmed a major jaw injury, not a minor issue, but a full fracture that required careful treatment. When scans began circulating online, reactions exploded. It became obvious that this was no longer about hype or showmanship. This was the real cost of stepping into elite heavyweight boxing. Paul spoke confidently about returning soon. Medical experts made it clear that recovery would take time and patience.
According to Jake Paul, he stated he had to do surgeries. He broke his jaw on 2 different locations on both sides. He lost many teeth that he has to replace, or he replaced already. And after that, Jake called out Canelo. But he need to focus on Gervonta for real, because Canelo gonna do him dirty. With that being said, Jake said, quote, "Just got out of surgery. Everything went smooth. Thanks for all the love. A lot of pain and stiffness. Gotta eat liquid for 7 days, even on Christmas." So, to the amazing team of Miami University Hospital, everyone was so gracious and caring. Double broken jaw. Give me Canelo in 10 days. Jaw broken, heart and balls intact. Time to rest, recover, and return to cruiserweight. Okay, now that's a smart thing to do because he did fight in AJ. But I don't think it's going to be any sweeter at cruiserweight, but we'll see.
That reality brought up one word everyone started whispering: retirement. Headlines pushed the idea hard, and not without reason. Injuries like this naturally force tough questions about the future. While some of the talk is clearly meant to grab attention, the truth is that Paul now faces a long break from competition. Serious injuries don't heal overnight, and no amount of confidence can speed up that process. Heart and ambition matter, but the body has limits that cannot be ignored.
I tried my best. Jake done well while it lasted, but if you remember what I said in the interview with Cameron, is fighting's not just physical, it's psychological. And when you understand the psychological warfare, I did say to you is that, Jake, what's going to happen? I'm going to see a time when I'm going to take your soul and you're either going to give up or you're going to get knocked out. And unless you have that instinct, you just will never be a good fighter. So I wish that I could have knocked him out at the start. But as we saw tonight, Jake has spirit. He has some heart. He tried his best. And I take my hat off to him because, number one, a lot of fighters haven't got in the ring with me, and Jake did. And secondly, even when he got knocked down, he kept on trying to get up. And I take my hat off to him. So America, I think you have someone who could potentially, if he still has the heart for it, come back again, dust the dirt off his shoulder, and come again and maybe sell out this center sometime in 2026. Maybe against a Gervonta Davis, a Ryan Garcia, who knows?
Inside the Paul camp, the response was defensive but supportive. Logan Paul spoke out as a protective brother, calling Jake a warrior and praising his determination. But in boxing, mindset alone isn't enough. Skill, experience, and durability decide outcomes. Many critics now say this moment exposed the limits of influencer boxing. Matching a promotional powerhouse against a proven heavyweight puncher was always a risky move. The question was never if reality would hit, but when.
Jake lost because of the size difference, not because of the skill difference. AJ was hanging on that neck, pushing him down. And when you have someone that heavy constantly doing that, it does suck the energy out of you. AJ talked about sucking out or taking out the man's soul. He didn't take out his soul. He did take out his energy, and that's when he was able to get the finish.
And just a quick follow-up. Obviously, we don't want to look too far into the future. I know you said Jake wants a break. He's going through some, he's coming off a tough fight. But, I mean, like, it seems written on the wall that that would be an obvious fight to, look forward to in the future. Could you see Jake versus Francis Ngannou?
The whole situation with Francis was very confusing to me. And he's done a couple of interviews, back and forth on terms of how he thought about our conversation. I think Francis is a revolutionary when it comes to fight sports. He stood up against the UFC, showed what kind of man he is, and this process was just, again, a little bit confusing for me, given who I know who he is as a human being.
Adding more fuel to the aftermath was Tyson Fury's reaction. Instead of focusing on Joshua's performance, Fury chose to stir drama, downplaying the win and claiming he would have ended things even quicker. It was classic heavyweight mind games, but it revealed something interesting. Even in defeat, Jake Paul's fight pushed the division forward. Suddenly, talk of a Joshua versus Fury showdown feels closer than ever, sparked by an event Paul is now watching from a hospital room.
D-man, I ain't a YouTuber, or a man half your size. 37-year-old at the end of his career, fighting a YouTuber, a Disney Channel guy, who Tommy B, and now he's talking about killing and all that to try and sell.
Okay.
Please, barking up the wrong tree, idiot. You're a classless loser, coming off a 15 months knockout defeat to a local lad. Imagine if someone from Morecambe knocked me out. If I ever come across you, Bob.
In boxing, controversy often drives business. Even with serious medical concerns and questions about Paul's future, talk of a rematch started almost immediately. Fans are curious to see how someone responds after a setback like this. Will Jake Paul return more grounded and cautious, or double down on confidence once the pain fades? The industry loves a comeback story, but the human body may have its own timeline, and that uncertainty is what keeps the conversation alive.